Really important that we do stay open and curious around what's going on within people, because we don't know. So sometimes when we go on site, we have these conversations with the leadership team around how things are going within mental health with their workforce. And there's a couple of themes that are emerging where people are understood to have a genuine mental health concern. And then there's this other conversation around the legitimacy of what a person says around their mental health conditions. You've got a bit of a story around that, Corey. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, I was training a group of people on mental health first aid leaders, and the conversation came up, what if someone's faking? And they gave me a very specific example of someone was on a Rio site and they were on their mobile phone and they got caught, and this particular person had no mention of mental health, no indications, no issues, and instantly he brought up that he was having challenges at home and that his daughter had rung him and he hadn't heard from her for a little while, and the boys felt like it was just a cop-out in their words. The conversation I had with them was, well, what if we just treat it as if it is a mental health challenge instead of...
Because we don't know, do we? We never know.
Well, we never actually know. So this guy may have been very good at just keeping it under wraps. And this was the catalyst, right, that broke the camel's back. So my conversation with him was, why don't we treat it like a normal mental health challenge? And what would we do in that? We'd be curious, we'd ask questions, we'd find out what kind of support they want to get. And then at that point, if they're really like going, well, I don't want to go get support, then the question is like, well, why do you not want to go get support? That could be because they've had a bad experience with a doctor before, or with an employer. They could have a fear around communicating that they've got mental health because they might lose their job, a belief that they could lose their job. And that having that conversation will then give you an opportunity to actually start to discern whether it's genuine or not genuine. I know there's a real challenge in the workplace around how do I performance manage someone if every time I say to them, hey, your work is not up to scratch, and someone says, well, I've got mental health problems. That's a really challenging situation to be in.
It's interesting, it's a difficult one because, you know, sort of, you mentioned about this person who's got this call too, you know, there could be shame around whatever's going on in that person's life. They were not comfortable in talking about it at work because a workplace may not feel appropriate for them to share it. So it's a tough one, isn't it? And it's really important that we do stay open and curious around what's going on within people, because we don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
We really don't know.